Good for audio?
Stand up again.
Good evening. Whoa. Have to be less friends. Less friends. Sorry about that. Wow, it's actually working good tonight. Sorry about that. We had a committee meetings running over, so I'm going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Any agenda adjustments this evening? No, none for me either. 2.1 to approve the minutes of the January 21st, 2026 Board of Directors meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. All right. Seeing none, I'm going to call for the vote. All those in favor? Public comment. I don't see anybody. Just want to make sure. Petitions and communications. We have 4.1 Department of Education SRF Award, Libby Tozier Security Vestibule.
Yes, thank you so much. Just want to update all of you in regards to some communication that we received on January 30th, 2026 from the Department of Education in regards to our eligibility for the SRRF project at Libby Tozier School. We did receive the I guess we received the funding for that, which is fantastic. It totaled $771,433. And there's a breakdown as to the portion to be repaid by the school district and the portion that would be kicked in by the state. One thing to notice, there is an adjustment to scope of work, because I do believe, if you guys remember, the project that we initially had put in for was closer to $800,000, and it does exclude some of the work that we were hoping to get done, and so that is some of the exterior doors around the building itself. So we're working on, the existing doors and the best possible way of Thanks, Sam. The best possible way to ensure that the doors would work correctly with a new system. So we're working on that aspect of it. So some good positive news there. Obviously, it's a process, so the board will need to take action on it. There's a whole number of steps that go along with it. There's a public hearing that we would do for it, and then it would go out to the voters to be approved if we do move forward with it. But again, some good news there. Just wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of that.
Any questions or comments for Marco on that? Okay. 5.1 Superintendent's Report.
All right. Good evening, and thank you for a few moments to share the latest and greatest in RSU4. No, I reported on this last meeting, but we continue to be deep into budget preparation to meet the board's goals. I'd like to thank all the directors and administrators for their efforts to find balance between the needs and programming for our district, also the tax burden of our communities. I look forward to sharing the superintendent's recommended budget on the 25th of February. I just also wanted you guys to know that I attended the new Superintendent's Conference Series hosted by the Maine School Management Association on Wednesday, February 4th at the University of Maine at Augusta. The monthly series has been beneficial to my learning and networking. The topic of discussion this month was policy development. As you are aware, MSMA has a database we can use for sample policies. And our policy committee has worked hard to craft policies that are tailored to RSU4 and keeping the integrity of the intent of the policy. We have several more we'll be working. We have several more we'll be working on.
Must be you.
Is it me? Am I like sending off some kind of like weird signal? I don't know. Anyway, I'll just keep going. So we have several more policies we'll be working on as the year rolls on. I'd also like to bring your attention to help a resource that's provided by Mate School Management. It's the weekly legislative update, which I believe I sent to all of you guys. Robbie Feinberg, the Director of Communications for MSMA, provides a weekly legislative roundup, which while the legislature is in session. The update comes in the forms of a write-up and video. In last week's update, Robbie highlighted the following information regarding the governor's supplemental budget proposal. The state anticipates $250 million in additional state revenue to be used for maintaining public education to 55%, funds to support increasing the minimum teacher salary to $50,000 over the next 3 years, school bus safety to retrofit buses with crossing arms and anti-pinch sensors indoors, and funding for additional artificial intelligence professional development. That's not professional development for artificial intelligence, but for our teachers and such. Anyway, so the proposed budget is just that, a proposal, and lawmakers will be working through April to determine what is funded. And finally, I'd like to recognize the Oak Hill High School competition cheering team, who placed 10th out of 16 teams at the recent state competition. They improved their score last year by 9 points. I'd like to congratulate Coach Shelby Wood and the team on their accomplishments. And that concludes my report.
All right. Did you start off? No. Okay. I think I'm gonna be handing it right back to you. Director's reports. What do we? Or you want to speak on that?
I've got it. Thanks. I'll try my microphone again, if that works. All right. So just some highlights in regards to our director's reports. I did send those out to you a bit delayed. I apologize for that over the weekend, but just want to highlight a few things for the general public. Director of Technology, Stephanie Weber. Just some updates here. The new two-way communication platform, Reach My Teach, has been implemented at the high school and middle school to connect staff, students, and families via text, email, or WhatsApp. The platform will also be used for attendance notifications, and no additional app download is required. Also, we've started using an applicant tracker for job applications, and that's ready to roll. It's live on our website. Jim Palmer, Adult Education and Oak Hill High School Athletic Director, wants you to know that various athletic teams are in their playoff seasons. He's actually not here tonight because the boys basketball team is playing at the high school. Girls basketball and boys hockey. The cheering team qualified for the state competition, and a unified basketball event was a success. Adult Education is offering upcoming defensive driving and first aid / CPR courses. Director of Operations Sean Knox. Custodial and HVAC teams worked diligently through December and January to manage the first significant snowstorm and keep buildings warm. Annual safety training and inspections were completed over Christmas break, and walkthroughs with contractors are ongoing for the Libby Tozier Windows project. The nutrition department served over 35,000 meals to students, and the salad bar has returned to Libby Tozier as an interactive, healthy eating option. Director of Transportation, Sheena Jordan. The Transportation Department will be fully staffed starting February 23rd. Monthly bus driver safety meetings were held, and bus safety presentations were developed for middle and high school and elementary students. The director received a full scholarship to attend the annual safety conference in March, hosted by Maine Association for Pupil Transportation. Director of Special Education, Justin Kelleher. Initial feedback from the DOE fiscal team on the special education fiscal audit was positive regarding the district's practices. The current count for 4-year-olds in cohort 2 with IEPs is 28, with various conditions. Second, Ed Tech was hired to support pre-K special education students and will connect with local child care centers about the transition from CDS. They're actually looking to do that work next week during February vacation to go out to area daycares, which is awesome. And last but not least, the Director of Curriculum Assessment and Instruction, Shelley Mogul. The Literacy Curriculum Review Committee held its first meeting to review K-8 literacy materials and gather staff and student input. Coaches and the director participated in a clinical day at Carrie Ricker, focusing on the power of teacher questioning to further student thinking. And multilingual students are currently taking the state-required access testing, and RSU4 staff will participate in the WMEC Rendezvous Workshop in March, the 20th specifically. Some highlights in regards to our directors and the work that they're doing.
All right, thank you. Any comments or questions for anybody? Oh, my daughter's particularly fond of the salad bar at Libby Tozier. Very, very pleased with that. Yes, yes. She brought me home a banana. Oh.
She's supposed to be leaving school with a banana. Also good. Also,
I'll have to.
Right. We'll talk with the principal on that one. Right. Also good for her.
Okay, so then no old business and on to our new business, 7.1, October 1 student count.
All right, it's me again.
It's your show.
Yeah, apparently, right? So if you guys take a look in your packet, you should have the October 1 enrollment counts. I'll walk you guys through this. It may be the very last. No, is it? Let's look. It's the last document. Okay. I want to walk you guys through this document, let you guys take a look at it so you have an idea of where we stand as far as October 1 enrollment is concerned. October 1 is an extremely important day in the world of education, and I say that just in the sense of how funding is developed with the state. So they capture our funding, or capture our student count on October 1 to help base their numbers for the funding formula and the money that we receive from the state. So it's just a very important day to make sure that we have everything uploaded correctly and it's been signed off on. So this gives you a little bit of a snapshot in regards to our student counts. They're broken out by school, grade level, and town. And you can see that the totals for each section are located below each section. So for instance, if you're looking at Libby Tozier School, you have X number of students, 29 students from Litchfield, 31 students from Sabattis, 9 students from Wales, and then 2 that are on superintendent's agreements attending Libby Tozier, for a total, if you go down below there, of 71 kindergarten students. And you can just go through the table itself there and see the totals. If you look at our pre-K through 8 enrollment, it stands at 811 as of October 1. And then you can see the same breakdown, if you will, in regards to Oak Hill High School, the number of students from each of the towns, students that are on superintendent's agreements, and then our total secondary count. And you can see that total stands at 427. Some further information down below, if you will. We have outside placements or out-of-district placements. These are students that receive support outside of the school district. This is students that we cannot necessarily provide programming for, so they attend special purpose private schools, and this is the total number. You can see it's broken out by, again, town, and then the total number is 23. And then our number of homeschool students by town. And you can see that number is 143. Last year it was 130, so we're up in that area. And then just further down there where it says superintendent's agreements, and again, just as just for everybody's information, we send students. Some students will go to other school districts for a number of different reasons, and vice versa. We'll take students in from different school districts for a number of various reasons, and that gives you the breakdown. So students that are on superintendent's agreements from 2024 is 37. For 2025, it was 47. If you just briefly, way over on the right-hand side, underneath, you'll see the underneath the Oak Hill High School breakdown, 9 through 12, the totals there. You'll see the total attending students, and so that's 1,238. And underneath that is fiscal year 25, which is 1,256. So there were a difference of 18 kiddos less than this year. Okay, so just again, this is very brief. It gives you a nice overview of who's attending where or from where, and what our trends are. I will get into much deeper exploration of this when we start talking about the funding formula, EPS, and how it affects our budget on the 25th, and what we're doing obviously to make up for the students that we're losing. It's something that over time, it's a trend, and it's not just here but throughout the state where we're losing people, and that affects our funding. So we have to adjust to that. So I'll have more information for you guys on that, and I'm also happy to answer any questions that you may have in regards to the October 1 count, and we'll go from there.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Diane.
I just have
saw
a
you
question.
first.
You got it, Diane. You're good.
You said there are, is it on?
It's weird. It's like if you get really close, it's really loud, but if you don't get close enough, you don't think it's on.
Okay, it says there are 47 kids with superintendent's agreements. What about kids that are going to other districts? Is that what that is?
Sam, can you help me with that? Is that students that are coming in? Correct.
What about kids that are going out of district?
So would they be included in the outside placements? No, that's special. Yeah, so we need to get that number. Yeah. Yep. I'll get that for you, Diane. I apologize. Yeah. It's not a problem whatsoever. I'll make a note of that and make sure you have that info, okay?
Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, I just had a question on if there was any data on, because it's not just, like you said, it's not just our district, it's statewide. If there's any data on where the numbers are going in the downward enrollments, is that just less students out there, or more heading towards homeschooling or other avenues?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, here's the thing that I can do, Matt, is I can look at, because I just thinking about my budget presentation for after vacation, I basically took our 279, because that's what they do. They look at our student enrollment, as I mentioned, and they use it from the funding formula, and I just looked at our trend from basically 2019 to now. Like, how many students did we have in 2019 in comparison to now? And I use that number as like, all right, so like this is the trend moving forward. I can do the same thing, Matt, for area school districts. Do you know what I mean? Just like around us, what does that look like? That's an easy comparison. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to, without asking like this area superintendents, I wouldn't know like the breakdown of like how many kids are going homeschool, how many kids are out of district placements, but I can give you like the rough, do you know what I mean? Like an overview as to like the trends. That's an easy thing to do. I can include that too. Happy to do it.
Not yet.
So you have a difference of 18 all the way to the right. You have a difference of 18.
That's correct.
One year to the other. But then you also have a difference of students that are homeschooled. They're not equal, but there's a comparison there, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, what you're right. What I'm trying to do with the homeschool piece of it, David, is look at. Dennis is looking at the total number of homeschooled students for this year is 143, right? Over last year, which is 130, right? So we're up 13 homeschooled students, right? Mm-hmm. And then if you look over on the opposite side there, that's the total number of students that we have attending that are either that were attending last year over this year. So that all flows into that number, that total attending number. Does that help, Dennis? Or did I just make...
I guess I was just trying to speak to your point that there seemed to be a correlation there. That if more students are being homeschooled,
That's right.
then less are attending.
That's right. Yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So yes, you're absolutely right, Dennis. Yeah.
Go ahead, Diane.
I have another question. Having been in the classroom, I know that a lot of kids who are homeschooled also come to school for other services.
That's correct.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see how many kids come for speech, how many for OT,
Mhm.
PT, how many kids come for phys ed, music, art. I know they come for those services as well.
Yeah, it's a good point, Diane, because oftentimes, when people decide to do homeschooling, right? Which is, again, like, there's no judgment there. It's more about, like, they'll come back and access resources to the school, which they have the right to do, given, we have the space and the capacity to do it, right? The other aspect of that is that depending on how much time they spend in the school, then we can count them as a student. Now, it may be like a quarter of a student, but it's still something that
Right.
we can use. Yep. And they do. I mean, people do that, whether it's, like you said, art, music, gym, or a specific course themselves, reading, math,
Mhm.
so they'll supplement us that way. Yep.
Anyone else? All right. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
And moving on, we have Finance and Facilities Committee report this evening.
I'll start out with finance. General fund revenues year to date, we've received $13,328,442.19, which is 57.61% of the anticipated revenue. General fund expenses year to date, we've expended $12,177,462.01, plus encumbrances, which is 53.52% of the budget. Adult education revenues year to date, we've received $69,469.98, which is 77.68% of the adult ed anticipated revenue. Adult education expenses year to date, we've expended $47,935.61, which is 53.77% of the adult ed budget. School nutrition revenue year to date, we've received $430,543.25, which is 42.11% of the school nutritional anticipated revenue. And we have expended year to date $550,146.47, which is 55.81% of the school nutrition budget. That's finance. Going into our facilities meeting, because we talked about the 2025 RSU4 audit update. We've got another extension till the end of March, and we'll be presenting that audit in March for the board. They were supposed to come tonight, but there were a few items that they were still working on to hash out. So all our stuff is ready to go, and they're just putting it together. Underneath new business, maintenance and food service update. Repairs and maintenance line update. Total expenses for lines are getting close to the budget max for 2026, so we're keeping an eye on that. Working on the 5-year capital review plan. Look at the plan for upcoming years. Need safety and plant structure. Nutrition, new menu planning software. This is basically so we can really keep a close eye on food allergies. So the food service workers and Sean can really track it. So that way there'd be less time for them, keeping track of it, and the nurses. So it'll automatically, when we punch in the menu, the items that for that student will come up, and they'll say they can have this, they can't have that. So it'll save them a lot of time. Libby Tozier, RFP, Marco, Doug, and Sean opened up proposals for the work, and that's in the process. So we'll be getting more information on that when that's finalized. And transportation. We got a great report on the bus garage. Let me take a drink. Thank you. So, Sheena put together numbers for the new garage, having an in-house mechanic without having to send it out. Last year, our maintenance line for budget for buses was $125,422.92, and this year it'll be right around $103,610.99. So, significant savings there. And all our buses are kept inside, where bus drivers we don't have to pay them to come in early, clean their buses off. So yeah, having that in-house mechanic has helped quite a bit. That's it.
All right, thank you, Robbie. And is that what we're doing tonight?
Yep. My report.
CAI technology. Diane?
We met for our curriculum assessment and instruction and technology committee meeting tonight. Is this on?
It is,
doesn't
but
sound like
it just doesn't sound like them
Yeah.
tonight. I don't know, it's weird.
We
There you go.
started with getting a report from Stephanie about technology, and there's been an update to the RSU4 logo. It has been redesigned to a healthy tree on the front with some wonderful colors. She's currently working on Carrie Ricker and Libby Tozier logos to make them more cohesive, and they look amazing. She's also going to share email signatures. If the board members would like to have them on their own emails, they can certainly do that. Just let her know. She will put it on your email. She talked about Reach My Teach, which Marco already talked about. Reach My Teach will cost us less than next year's budget. This year it is free right now, and it was designed by someone in Portland, Maine, correct? Yeah, amazing. Shelley filled us in on registration for pre-K and kindergarten for 2026, 2027, which is crazy. They are sending out flyers. They look like this. I will be putting some up at local businesses in Sabattis, and Teresa's going to put some up in local businesses in Litchfield, correct? Let's see. There'll be an informational night held for parents in April. Stephanie's preparing paperwork so that when parents fill out the forms, it will go directly into PowerSchool for the enrollment. So there'll be no mistakes on spelling errors. Parents, whatever they fill out, that's what's going to go right on. So teachers will not need to do that. Let's see. Then Shelley filled us in. The window of testing time was January to February. They tested 6 high school kids, 2 middle school kids, and 1 elementary student. And they take this test and they must score between a 1 and a 6. 4.5 will allow the learners to exit services they're getting. there aren't any kids that scored that correct, or the scoring will be in the spring? You don't know it. Okay. All right. Also, we are in the process of doing literacy curriculum review committee. Yay! I've been pushing for this for years. They're looking at right now literacy, and she has teachers from every grade level and a reading coach and 2 middle school teachers who were looking at all the data. She's put out anonymous surveys to all the teachers, and she's had a very good response with that. And she's compiling information about what programs they're using throughout the district. And she's going to put the money in the budget. Hopefully, it will be so that we can update our literacy program. They're reviewing current materials right now. All teachers are doing that. They're meeting next Wednesday, and they're ordering samples of literacy programs that are comprehensive programs as well. And that was it.
All right. Thank you, Diane. Any comments or questions about that? All right. Board member comments.
I do.
Oh, you do?
I have a board member comment.
Okay. Go ahead.
I saw in our report that we have some retirements coming up, and there are people that have worked in our district for a long time. So congratulations for signing up to retire. Lorraine Curran at the high school, and Deb Witham at Carey Ricker, and Bill Clark at Oak Hill High School. Congratulations.
Anybody else? All right. On to, we'll be going on to our executive session, but I just want to note that we do have those meetings listed below. So we'll be doing a lot of budget talks in the next few weeks, and we have a busy schedule ahead. So back to 11.1 to enter into executive session.